So obviously this is not going to work in any type of company. I mean, you always have some sort of environment, at least like a production and your local environment. These differ. Obviously, you should have some environments in between, but this is not the scope of this video. So what happens is this is hard-coded packed server, right? So let's say we tell someone, okay, like we don't want to run this like this. Like we want to actually connect when I'm not in a test environment, I wanna call the real GitHub API, and only when I run test, I wanna do the packed setup. So a typical example would be, okay, so a junior guy will come and do something like this. He will say, give me the environment from the environmental file that gets shipped with Angular, so what's wrong about that? And then it will just prefix it, then he will go to the environmental file. In here, he will, he can put packed maybe if he doesn't think things through. And then in the production, he will use the reproduction. Well, the thing is that, this is outside of our scope, so we should really use this one in both places. But okay, how about test, right? But before we can get to the situation, how can we actually replace it? I would like to talk about this anti-pattern. This is so common. This happens all the time. So what's the problem? Well, the problem is you really break the encapsulation of your class. So when you're senior developer, you should really worry about things like, open-closed principle from Solid. So open-closed principle says your class should be open for extension, closed for modification. What you do here, you just open a gateway for modification from inside the class. It's pretty much like throwing a bomb in the middle of your function and letting it explode. It's because you would really trust that import here on top. This is so bad. It's because whoever can go and modify that file, I don't know, maybe there is another team or maybe there is another fellow of yours that actually just wants to change things there. Now, before you know, things blow up in services that use that import. So, because everyone is using this file, so probably people would immediately notice, but sometimes not. Sometimes maybe this is just a concept. It's nothing wrong about this particular environment file. It's something wrong with like letting your class import things from outside of its scope, don't encapsulate it in its own class, and then invite pretty much things to blow. So what you should do, well, that's a very good question, and that's gonna come in the next video.